Hi,
Welcome.
everyone.
So, what we're doing today, we are unboxing the Ultimate board game. This is a board game that has been in development for a bunch of years right now, and these people and also some other people in the background, probably like behind the camera somewhere, have been working really hard on this project. Everyone is a Ultimate player, and everyone is a Ultimate fan, and they made this board game just for you. And we're launching a Kickstarter soon. We are launching a Kickstarter, I'm saying, because we with ULTI.TV, we're helping them with the video stuff, the video part, of course. So, who is we and who is everyone? I'm hosting in Amsterdam, and I'm really excited about this project. Martin, where are you? You're in Valencia. What's going on?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Martin. Together with Gabby, we started the board game, around 2 years ago when we were both in Singapore, but currently I'm now in Valencia. So I'm just a bit apart from him, but still we communicate very often and we work together on creating that great product. It's just so exciting to finally have a physical box that I'm going to show you in a while in our hands after so much development.
Gabriel, where are you? Thank you, Martin. Gabriel, where are you based, and
Yeah, hi,
how
everyone.
did you start all this?
I'm French. I'm living in Singapore, where I met Martin, where all the project started. So I'm mostly a beach player, not like Martin. So beach player, we love to have fun, we love to party, we love to play frisbee and board game. So that's why we are here today to show you a board game about frisbee, drinking, party, and having fun.
Cool. All right. So, how long have you been like building this? When did it all start?
So it started in June 2 years ago. So it's almost 2 years and a half now that we started with the idea. We had some just bunch of papers written around, like created it on an A4 piece of paper and had handwritten cards that people were complaining they could not read well. So then we had a second version that was with like just printed on Excel sheet, like some bunch of cards and stuff, nothing colorful, it was all black and white. So today we're actually having in hands the final colorful real prototype that's going to be the real game.
Right, and you're in Valencia right now. We can see some visuals in the background. Ooh. Anyways, from Valencia, what is it like? How is it to make a board game in a sort of remote way, like with each other on every side of the continent, or actually the world?
Yeah. Actually, I did not start with where I'm from. I was born in Bulgaria, and after meeting Gabby in Singapore, I actually lived in Brazil. So hi to everybody in Brazil now who's watching. So we were actually across several continents. Then I returned back to Europe. I was in Amsterdam, was meeting with Milan, playing the game together. We have our designer who is in Argentina, and we have other background people that are around and helping us, our girlfriends basically and wives, and it's very dynamic to do it all online, but it's quite exciting.
So we have one
Yeah.
person
So
in every time zone. We have like one in Asia, one in Europe, one in America. That was super fun to organize a meeting. So one is sleeping, one is just awake, one is eating. Is the best, but it's a bit like frisbee. It's a bit chaotic, but at the end you have fun. So it's like a pickup
nice.
if you want.
If you're watching, share where you're watching from in the comments, and we'll feature you, and then maybe Martin or Gabriel will recognize you and say hi, do a shout out. All right, so join the chat, have fun. So what are you most proud of the whole everything before we go into unboxing this baby?
Gabby?
I think the pride is like to come to this final box. Like we had to switch designer a few times. We have a lot of issues, like even like Martin leaving the country, so we have to work remote. Uh, that's so all the organization was really complex, but and also we wanted to test it in a lot of like tournaments. Of course, that's where you meet like other Frisbee people, but all the tournaments are cancelled. Especially for me in Asia, like in Singapore, we can only meet 2 people, so you can't even play Frisbee. So the only way for me to play Frisbee is to play the board game. That's
Yeah.
that's how a bit the idea also like I came up with COVID-19 is that for the people there was no more Frisbee, and in Asia it's still true. So why for me it's even more relevant, I would say.
Yeah. Some people watching from Singapore, I see. Celine from Singapore.
Hey, Celine.
Yeah.
We have Tokai from France, probably
Tokai,
from
Robin
Robert.
from Tokai. He's very much also
Robert, watching from some really small city in France, and
he's also very helpful with his support. He's been helping us with, because he's been through Kickstarter as well. Of course, ULTI.TV. And I wanted to mention also, just to add to Gabby, that what Gabby said, that we wanted to present the game at events. So actually, together with ULTI.TV, we'll be not all. Gabby will not come, but next week we'll be in Madrid for the tournament there. And this will be actually the first time that we're going to show the board game to people physically in hands, because in Madrid you actually can meet in a bit more people. So that's quite exciting.
That's a great shout out. Yes, I will bring the board game as well. I have it here as well. I will bring it to Madrid with all the ULTI.TV equipment, and we'll try and see if people are really enjoying this, and must be. We have some more viewers. Daniel Epstein, he is actually from Amsterdam, and he's watching from India. Like, cool.
Really exciting.
And we have
exciting, yeah.
Like, very exciting. And we have Leana from Singapore as well, and Robin saying see you there in Madrid. All right, cool. So yeah, let's start.
Maybe
like
it's
people
time.
are waiting. People are waiting on your the board game to so we do it. So we
let's go.
It's time.
So
okay.
We've been waiting for that moment. As you see, guys, we have not even unwrapped it yet.
Open. Yeah, not unwrapped.
I did unwrap it, but I haven't opened it yet.
All right, that's the wrapper. We don't need that anymore. And this is how the game looks like from the top. You can see it there. It's a bunch of Ultimate and a bunch of Party as well. And let's see what's inside. Ooh. Wow. These cards are pretty big, actually.
So this is the first time you actually see it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the first time that we see the real size of the cards, all printed, like having them. Let's see what's like to hold them in hand. Wow, that's exciting. All right, so we can also talk a little bit about the board game and what it is while we are opening, I think.
So we have here the game.
Yeah, so the game has 3 phases. The phases are play a match, then play the party, and there's the party cards that you're seeing there, and then play a final match as well. And in the game, you would have to balance your spirit of the game, winning all the matches as well, winning the party as well. And you have to balance your spirit points, party points.
The counter.
So it's a pretty close to a real life Ultimate experience. So what you see there are the party cards. You have a bunch of empty party cards as well, because everybody has their own party story that they should be able to write. So as you see, like some of them are just left Landshark. Yeah, some of them are just left empty for that reason.
So a lot of these party cards are from like personal experience or from experience from other players in tournament. We ask around. So some are like innocent, so some are more like what really happened in the party. So it can be a good way to warn people, like to be careful, for instance. So it's also an educational board game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those cards that you're seeing right now.
What is the goal of the game?
The goal of the game is to become the ultimate champion by winning the matches and the party. So we have David from Switzerland as well. Hi, David. So the goal is to win the party, win the match, and become the ultimate champion. You will be collecting victory points for winning the spirit, winning a match, and winning the party as well.
Yeah, so like in real frisbee, the match is important, but the spirit is also really important. So you can make a lot of bullshit code in the game. You might win, but at the end your spirit will be low. And same for the party. You can party hard, so you might win the party, but the next day, maybe you can't lay out. Maybe no one can run, no one can defend. So that's a tough choice. It's a bit of strategic game. Like
you can do a turnover or a call, sorry, and then it's a defense call right here. You can see this, right?
You can call a travel, your spirit will go lower.
If you go back the previous card, it's like, I really like the design. Shout out to Pedro Oswald, who is our designer. No, sorry, the next one, the sky, which is in the middle. Yeah, I think it's some pretty nice illustrations. We've been retouching every single card and actually thinking how to make it best and like editing quite a lot of them. So I personally love the image on this one, like when you jump really high to get that disc. So this is a defensive card. All the blue cards are defensive cards. And then we have the green cards, which are all the spirit cards, because we want to present this game not only to people who play Ultimate, but also to friends of people who play Ultimate. So the idea is to show them also what the spirit of the game is. And as you see, offer a hand to a fallen opponent is something that really happens in our game, because that's kind of the foundation of it, just to be nice to each other as well.
What the idea of Martin, Messi, like he wants a bit to like educate also like maybe the younger player and teach them also like what is the value of spirit, because Ultimate is really growing. So some people might think that Ultimate is a lot like maybe soccer and it's all about winning, but at the start Ultimate is a lot about the spirit, in fact. So it's more important to have fun, like help the other guy, make sure he's not injured, than really winning the game. So that's what we want to promote, kind of. It's more important that everyone go home with a smile and no injuries, and if you win, but the other guy is in the hospital, or maybe since your team is trash, like it's better to win the party together. So
yeah, it's an integral part of the. Yeah. Okay, so fitness. What is this orange card?
So fitness is all the orange cards here are fitness cards. As I've mentioned, we'll have later we'll see the other component, that's the personal tracker, where you keep your personal things like your fitness and party points. So you get like the scale of your fitness level, and if you get injured, your fitness go low. So sometimes you cannot use some cards, but you get also some good fitness cards which can improve your fitness levels. So this is actually, I see that that's only one of the decks in one of the packs, because we actually have, at least in my box here, we have also second deck with even more cards. We have more than 100 cards in the deck. So there are all the green cards are the match cards, and all the black cards are your party cards.
You wake up in the wrong tent, but in good company.
that happens.
I would love to see a visual for that.
So yeah, we choose like,
so when we played sorry to interrupt, when we tested this game, we also brought in a lot of stories during like the party, for example, like this happened, and then there's like, oh, what happened actually, and then this happened actually then and then, and that's actually a really fun component of the game when you're playing it with people that are Ultimate people, but also have maybe had experience with a tournament or with a championship and then had a good time. But the story is what is the most fun usually. So that's what I found when playing it.
Yeah, so basically I think the whole dynamics of the game is, first you play the match, and then you have the party. So the party is organized around storytelling. So you have these cards which are kind of like kickstarting for the storytelling, but then you just go on and you can build on the stories together on the table. So it's a game from 2 to 8 people split in 2 teams, but sometimes people just top up to somebody else's story and so on. And there are also some challenges in the party that if you do, you would get some extra fitness and extra party levels.
Yeah. Let's get the actual board game up here.
Let's get the board out. Let's do that.
Board.
By the way, you get a lot in that pack. Like, it's super small, and it's like super heavy, by the way, because we wanted to make it suitable for traveling. We wanted to make a board game that's small enough that it can fit in your regular size suitcase or backpack, and you can bring to tournaments. That's why we packed it in a mini box instead of the more standard boxes. And you get a ton of content here because you got like 8. These are the personal boards.
Wow, there's a lot of personal boards in here.
Yeah, should be 8, I hope. Yeah, that's it.
So you can play with 8 people at the
You
same
can play
time.
2 to 8 people. Yeah, you can also play 1 against 1, and you can also play 8. You and your partner.
We've got Mike from Adelaide chiming in. Mike, the big ULTI.TV guy. Cheers, Mike. Party is actually a really good idea. Yes.
And this is the main board. So we fold it into very tiny, like as you see, it's as big as the personal board when folded, but when you unfold, you get like a full-size board. Again, the reason is we wanted to be able to pack it as small as possible so that you can bring it to tournaments and just not take too much space.
Yeah, and if you're winning a tournament, and if you're losing the tournament, you can still win in the board game.
Yeah. So this is the main board. Gabi, do you want to tell us what do we see there?
Okay, as we were saying before, like this is a board to play the match. So on the top, you can score your different match points. So the point goes to 2. Sometimes it will be really fast, like 2 hammers and you're done. But sometimes each team are going to lay out all the time, so it will take you maybe 10 minutes to complete like the full match. We also included the stall count because, of course, that's one of the key points in Frisbee. You are waiting for someone to make a cut. You have no pass, and you end up trying to make a long throw, and it just goes nowhere. But in the same time, because you have teammates, they can come and help you. So they can come and say, "Oh, I'm behind. Let's just play a small dump or something like that." So there is some elements in the game, like are you going for the big drive or just a small dump? Like it can also reflect how you want to play in match, but also maybe you can change. If you are a secure player, maybe it's time to have fun with some scuba. And in the bottom, you have the spirit point. So as I said before, it's one of the most important, so we make it really big. And the spirit points are going bring you 1 point in the match. Like the match point give you 2 points. The winner of the spirit gives you 1 point. So the spirit is quite important. And if you play it well, you can get some special card that help you later when you play with the dice. This is a dice board game. Maybe you can show that there is some dice in the box. So in this board game, we use cards and also dice. So for instance, to execute a long forehand, you'll need to make it's a quite technical shot. So you need to make something like 5 or 6. But just to make a small dump, maybe if you make a 1, you lose. But if you make a 2 or plus, it's going to be always a success. So,
Mike is asking if there's an actual galaxy point or universe point.
There is no concept as a galaxy point or universe point in the game. However, you can reach 1-1 during the points, and then the last to score, like the next team to score, would be winning. So considering that you have 2 matches, you can consider winning the first match, or like let's say first half, as a galaxy point, and then winning the second one as winning the game. Yeah.
Okay. We have a question from Leanna. Is it a really like a?
It's because
question,
like it's a.
Is there a story behind that question?
Yeah, so it's because I played disc golf a lot in Singapore, and in Singapore on our disc golf course we have a spitting cobra. So if it bites you, you are dead. Like literally, you die. And if you come too close, it spits in your eye, and you become blind. But we love throwing frisbee too much, so we keep playing, and that's the only field we have. We did not include it in the frisbee part, but if you want to play disc golf, you can come to Singapore, and you can put your life on the line. It's a tough sport.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Nice.
is that a story in one of the cards as well, or?
No, but like for instance, you can write it in the party story that when you
Right.
go out of your tent, maybe in Thailand or in Malaysia, maybe there's a python out there waiting for you. So you better
Yeah.
be careful. We hope not. We hope not.
Right. Okay. So everything is, in there in the rule book as well. It is very professional looking and very pretty looking. And the box, again, like you said, is kind of small. That this is my hand, and I have like medium-sized hand. So it's just about the size of like a small book, or actually a thick small book.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other things that?
It's about the size of a Codename. Like if you play board game a lot, it's the size of Codename, something like that.
Codenames, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And are there any more questions from the comment section? Is there? Well, there is no Galaxy Point, no?
While we're waiting for them, do you hear me well?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, great, because my headset died. So while we're waiting for questions from the audience, I wanted to tell you that in the box you have 2 dice, and we are including 2 of them, but you need only 1, because we know that you're probably going to lose one of them. So we just get a spare one. And plus, also for a big table, if you're 8 people, it's just a bit more convenient to have 2 on each side of the table.
Yeah, that's good. We have a question from Daniel, from Dan.
How long on average does the game take? So on the box itself, probably we did not specify very well the parameters of that board game. We have it written on top. We have 2 to 8 players, 60 minutes of the game, and the age is 18 plus because we have some beers and some, let's say, more slightly sexual content in the game.
So 21 plus in the US.
Yeah. So for 60 minutes with 4 people, you can play it in around 60 minutes. With 8 people, I think it might take around 80, 90, I guess. It all really depends on how much people know about the sport. It's not a mandatory
stories
thing
you're telling during the game.
Yeah, if you're explaining like everything during the game. It's not mandatory to know how to play Ultimate in order to play the game. It's good to know, but we are also now working with ULTI.TV to make a great explanation on that, how to play it in a video format, so it's a bit easier to comprehend for people that are new to the sport. Because the part of the game, the reasons that we made a game is actually to introduce it to new people, to introduce the sport of Ultimate to new people.
Grow the cult. To grow
exactly, like you bring your friends over, you make them play this game, and hopefully they would like to come, and next time you have a pickup, you can bring them. Or they're like, oh, your party sounds fine, I want to come to some hat tournament, something like that. So that's the goal. Like Frisbee is such a cool sport. We try to grow it. But like the 60 minutes is like sometimes shorter. I think 60 is about the max, because the game can be sometimes really fast if one team can dominate a bit the other. It kind of depends. And it's also possible, for instance, to play only the party on itself, or maybe to just play the game on itself. Like it also depends what you want to show your friends. Maybe you just want to play some part of the game. It depends who you are and what time you have. Like for instance, when you are just drinking beer, the party game is quite fun. We say maybe it's a bit similar to Cards Against Humanity or something like that. But like if your table after is a bit more clean, then you can put the board and you can start playing the match. And then if everyone's play Frisbee, it goes really well. If someone is a bit new, you have to spend some time to explain a bit the concept, of course, like catching in the end zone, what is a stall count, things like that. But it's not a waste time because you explain to them. So when they come play with you, you don't have to explain again. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. And so thank you for your question, Dan. We have another question here. When will the game be launched?
So that's a great question. What we're aiming for is having it launched on Kickstarter for the Christmas season this year, which means you will be able to order it and pre-order it actually, and for us to know how many copies should we be making. So the actual shipping would be happening next year, because as you see right now we have only 3 copies of that board game. So when you can buy it should be around Christmas. When it should be arriving should be hopefully in the first half of next year.
Yeah, and how it goes with this is it takes a lot of money to make like a prototype, and so basically you probably don't have like a stock ready, but only pre-orders, right? So you do batches. So another question is, when will we be able to buy it? You will probably be able to pre-order it, or
Yes.
But to pre-order on, so we are launching on Kickstarter. You will be also able to pre-order it on our website, which you should be able to find in the comments below. And in case it's not there yet, we'll add it in the description of that video now. And so you would be able to pre-order it from there and just have it delivered.
Okay, another question from my business partner, Mike. Do you need an even number of people to play?
No, like you can be an even number. You just have to be at least 2, and max 8. Yeah, that's all. So like
it could be odd.
It's a bit like in Frisbee. Sometimes Frisbee you will play like 5 against 4, depending like if one team is better than the other. It happened also. But here it's okay. It's just like it would be a bit slower for the team with like 3 people because you play less often. But no issue.
Yeah, I would just add, you can just play, of course, 3 against 2, because the game is that, like in real Ultimate, you pass the disc to another player that's your teammate. So one team could have 3 people on one side and they can play against 2, and there's really no worries about that. I like the cards that you just showed. These are the rule cards. So we added 8 of them for each player to have in front of them. So just to kind of get a fast revision on the rules, especially for new people that are new to the sport. They're also color-coded by the types of cards that you have, by the colors you can use. Shout out to Daniela for that great UX that she suggested to add there, and of course to Pedro for designing it.
All right, so if you're more than 2, you would create 2 teams.
Yeah, yes. If you're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, you just always split in 2 teams. 4 on one side, 4 on the other side.
There are always 2 teams. There are always 2 teams, and then you just put people in the team. So it's like 1-1, 2-2, 3-2. It's like in real Frisbee. There are 2 teams on the fields, and you just put players in each team you want.
Yeah, I would also add, really like in the real sport, you could have people in your team optimizing for fitness and others that are optimizing for party. It has happened that some people have really low fitness during the game, and then they will say, okay, whatever, I'm just going to go all in at the party and just win the party, because winning the party actually gets you also victory points. So if you want to go for that, it's totally fine. You can optimize for that as well.
All right. Are there any more questions?
Feel free to ask right now, or as well you can, we have a form on the website where you can add more questions there. Of course, in the comments under this video, you can ask your questions even after the live stream, and we'll be around to answer that.
I have a question. Are you, I mean, obviously this is a first version, first very well-defined version. Are you going to do like expansions or like themed new board games or new cards or something? for the people that
Yeah,
sticked
we have
around.
some ideas around.
Okay, so well, some ideas for Martin were like, for instance, to expand it to some tournaments. So maybe have a windmill version, a Boracay version, maybe something more for the beach, more for the indoor. So there are many types of frisbee, even like there is some 44, 7-7, also mixed. It's for now it's a bit like everything is mixed together, but it's possible to have different rules for all these versions. Yeah, frisbee is not a unique game. It has many different possibilities. Also different type of tournament. For instance, in France, you have some indoor beach tournament. So how do you represent that? That's a lot of cool things to represent. And that might be a expansion pack later.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's like I said, I've tested it and I played it with our commentator Steph Rapazzo, and the stories that we both were able to tell during the game while playing were just grand, and it's just great. You know, like we I think Martin and I played like 1 or 2 tournaments together. But then, you know, you get the whole story of all these other tournaments that you were partying or whatever, and it's a lot of fun to actually do all that. Okay,
that's why we have the storytelling with empty cards as well, because also that night when we were playing in Amsterdam the game, there just came a lot more stories that were not on the cards, and that's why we have 10 pieces of empty cards on the party deck that just anybody could write their own story there that you could delete after and just reuse them, because we know that these cards are not unique stories for party, but everybody has their own, and it will be fun to just include them. And we are actually planning to add kind of a game for people that write their own thing on the party cards. They can send it over to us and they can win some prizes. Maybe we can even include their cards in the expansion sets as well.
And one other thing is like some cards are like kind of like region specific, like a land shark is something that is really American. Like in Europe, I didn't understand what it was a lot. But maybe like there is some specific thing that happened in party in Korea, in Colombia, in Indonesia. So every country has different traditions, so they could write their own thing in the card. And the idea after is like that could be shared on Twitter and people could get inspiration from each other, or like, oh, that happened in Colombia. Let's go have a tournament in Colombia and let's have fun with the locals. So that will be the goal, like to travel to more tournaments and like people to say, oh, come to my country, we do that here. And that would be so fun.
Absolutely agree.
We have a new question.
Oh, we have a new question.
From Valerio.
Hey, ciao, Valerio. Valeria is an old teammate from Italy, from Milan.
Is
there any recording of gameplay? Yeah, but nothing we want to release publicly, really, because that's the very first time that we open the box with the colorful content and stuff. And I think next week in Madrid, we're gonna actually get that game in the hands of people and make some shootings and actually have also around that an explanation of how the game should be played. We don't have a full video of the game recorded with the colorful set yet. We're working also with some YouTubers now that are gonna present the unboxing and explain the rules as well, that are board game explanation videos. So there you would have also the option to get it explained by a professional person who does this for a living, for example.
Thank you for that question. Yeah, I think we can actually have like a little video with people actually, like the top players from Europe playing it. Would be nice. The French playing the British or something. Or
sounds exciting.
Okay.
The problem is like most French.
The problem
is like most French people don't speak English, so they will have some trouble understanding the card. So I try to make the traduction really easy for them, but that would be a struggle for French people.
that brings up a good point. Are there any people here in the comments or viewers that maybe want to translate it into their own language, or maybe you should be able to do it in French, or yeah.
That could be an expansion, but yeah, it's that could be, if we have even enough demand for it. That could be even possible on the Kickstarter, but we'll have to see how many people, of course, because it depends on the number of orders. So you can come up the French. All the French people can come and order. We'll have a French version. I'll translate it.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, we were considering having multi-language version of the game. I think for the very first version, we stopped, of course, on English. But if there is enough demand, just please send us a message, let us know. And if you want to contribute in translating the text into your local language, this could be really helpful to us, because maybe we can do it in, like, none of us is actually native English speaking. And so we actually got professional help from Elaine. Shout out to Elaine. Thanks a lot for helping. And we can translate to other languages too, if there is enough demand and enough people say like, hey, we want to play it in our own language. So I think we can do that as well, yeah.
Great. Is there anything big you want to still announce, or something that is on your mind before we go?
I have only two things. So first of them is you can check more details about the board game, the progress, how it goes, when it goes live on the Ultimate Board Game, just one word, theultimateboardgame.net. That's the place where you can go. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere around. Just theultimateboardgame.net. This is where we'll be announcing more news and telling you when it goes live. And the second thing I wanted to say is, yeah, soon we'll be on Kickstarter, so we would really appreciate the Ultimate community just to join and share that around. If they can contribute by purchasing the game or even by some smaller amount, that would be very welcome. If they don't have the possibility, it would be really appreciated just to share it to your friends and get to know other people knowing about that, because we're really excited to see more people playing it.
Okay, great stuff. Gabi, do you have anything to add before we go?
No. Martin said everything. It's see you on Kickstarter on 1st of December, hopefully. And let's tell your friends. And if you want to grow the community, if you want to help Frisbee, I think you will like this board game. If you live in Europe, or if you live in Singapore, in Asia, you can contact us and maybe come see us to play with us. I'm in Singapore. Just contact me and I'll open my door and play with everyone. Will be fun.
Okay, Martin and Gabi, thank you so much. Everyone, go to theultimateboardgame.net. It's also in the description if you're a bit lazy, you don't want to actually, put it out there. Furthermore, some shout out to our ULTI.TV members that are, keeping us, keeping us from building things and making great content and stories. And because of our members, we can do projects and support projects like this. So thank you. We now have 154 members right now, so that's great. And we're always looking for more so that we can do more. Tune in next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for 3 days of live Ultimate from the best teams in Europe. Windmill didn't happen, or Tom Sterney didn't happen, but Madrid Ultimate International Cup is the first time you're happening. So basically, tune into that. Steph Rapazzo, Laura Farolfi, and Christina Obermeier are going to host that. I'm really excited for that, and I'm behind the camera. So,
and you'll be able to try the game there as well.
And maybe we'll do some live stuff there as well. Not sure if it's not sure if we how to when and what, but keep an eye on all the social media to find out when and how. Cool. And also go to ultimateboardgame.net and sign up for their newsletter so that you know when the Kickstarter launches. Thank you, everyone. And
thank you, everyone.
We're gonna go. Oh, there's a new chat. Thank you. Thank you. Ciao, ciao, everyone. Bye.
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 Thank you.